Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, horror and Christmas. I'm doing the Christmas Evil book tag. So this tag was created by the hosts of the Christmas Evil Readathon, which is going on all through December and is great fun. They did a live stream the other day, which ended up being 14 hours long. So I started watching it while I was preparing supper and kind of watched a bit of it in the evening and then went to bed. And when I woke up in the morning, they were still going. So I caught the end of it over breakfast. So it's been a really good, really enjoyable readathon. I've read a couple of things for it already and have a few more things for later in the month. And I've watched a couple of movies for it as well, which I've really enjoyed. So the hosts of it are, and the creators of this tag then, are Kelsey at Slime & Slashers, Katrina Brown, Michelle from Michelle's Melancholia, Kelly from Kelly Hooked on Books, and Crystal from Fibre Artsy. So 5 of my favourite horror-themed channels, all worth checking out if you like horror, and I will put links to all of them in the description for the video. So this tag is split into 2 halves. There's the Christmas Angel half, which has non-evil questions, and the Christmas Devil half, which has evil questions. And there's more evil questions than non-evil ones. So anyway, let me go through them. So first prompt is Tinsel, name a book with a beautiful cover. So for that, I've got this, The Pusher by Ed McBain from the 87th Precinct series. My favourite series of all time, as I never tire of saying on the channel. So this is a nice 60s penguin, green spine, penguin crime edition. They had some fantastic covers for these ones. I've got a few of them, but this is probably my favourite. So nice kind of black and white images of New York with a very stark red syringe in the middle and then the 87th precinct there. I just think the design on these is absolutely fantastic. Second prompt then is Holiday Lights, name a book that has brightened your mood. So a 2022 release that had me in absolute stitches was Liarmouth by John Waters, which is one of the most disgusting books I've ever read. Very, very funny indeed. If you've ever seen a John Waters film, especially one of his earlier ones, you will know what kind of thing to expect. But yeah, it was absolutely foul, but very entertaining. Okay, next question or next prompt then is The Star Atop the Tree. What author has been a star for you this year? For that has to be Derek Raymond. So I hadn't read any Derek Raymond books before this year. Read all 5 of the books in the Factory series this year. Did a video about them the other day. An absolutely brilliant series of detective novels. Really bleak, really moving, really interesting. I thought they were really fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed them. So Derek Raymond, definitely my favourite author that I've discovered this year, and very much looking forward to reading more books by him. Okay, moving into the Christmas Devil part then. So the evil questions. So the first question then is The Grinch, name an antagonist from a book or movie that you just love to hate. So for this one, I thought I'd go with the character Ripley from The Talented Mr. Ripley by Patricia Highsmith. So I read that earlier this year, and I'm looking forward to reading more books in the Ripley series. He's such a rich and interesting and complex character. So a sociopath who's American, who travels around Europe, kind of inserting himself in people's lives and impersonating other people. Just a fantastic character. Absolutely fascinating to read, and as I say, I'm really looking forward to reading more of the Ripley books by Highsmith. Next prompt then is Krampus. Which book, booktuber, author or character needs to be visited by Krampus and why? So for this one, I've gone with an author. That author is James Patterson. So Krampus needs to visit James Patterson and just tell him to stop. Just stop, James. That's enough. You must have enough money now that you can just stop pumping out these terrible, terrible books. You are damaging the publishing industry by filling bookstores with your awful, vaguely co-authored books, which just take up shelf space that could be taken up by new authors, by good books. So please just stop, James. Enough is enough. We get it. We get that the fact that you've dominated the crime and thriller market. We get it, you've won, so please now just stop, or we'll send Krampus to visit you. and tell you off. Okay, next one then, breaking the rules. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. What's the worst gift you've ever received? I was really racking my brains on this one. I don't think I've ever received anything like amusingly awful. My wife's, what was she? My wife's grandmother or step-grandmother, who's a lovely lady and very generous and always sends us something at Christmas. But it does tend to be things like tea towels, which to be fair, are very useful, but maybe not that exciting. So I think that will probably be my answer, Scottish-themed tea towels. Next one then is, so no holiday cheer here, only holiday fear. Share your scariest holiday memory. So I'm not sure this is scary, but I remember being very anxious at the time when it happened. So when I was a kid, I don't know how old I was, I guess probably 9, that sort of age. And I there was this Lego set that I wanted for Christmas, which was like a technical Lego. So it was like, so technical Lego, if you don't know, was like the kind of next stage up of Lego. It was a bit more in depth and complicated. And I felt like I was kind of growing out of Lego, but I wanted to stick with Lego because I loved it so much. So I wanted to kind of promote myself to technical Lego. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think. But I wanted to get into technical Lego anyway. And I loved Lego as a kid and have loved Lego as an adult as well. I'm very disappointed my son's grown out of Lego now. I used to really enjoy the kind of Boxing Day tradition of making Lego with him. Anyway, so I really wanted this big Lego set. And there was a box under the tree. Like before Christmas Day, I'd examined this box and shaken it, and it sounded like it could be Lego. So I was like really excited. And then I mentioned it to my mum, and my mum, bless her, decided to, to pretend it wasn't Lego and said, "Oh yeah, your grandparents have got you a jigsaw," and they kind of went, "Oh no, sorry, I shouldn't have said that." So I literally, until the moment I opened it, I was terrified that this thing was a bloody jigsaw. It wasn't. It was the really awesome technical Lego set that I wanted. But yeah, I was very, very anxious up until the second that I pulled that paper off. I can see the Lego logo. Next one then. So candy corn of Christmas, eggnog. Love it or hate it. I don't think I've ever had eggnog. I think eggnog is one of those weird American things which Americans assume that the whole world knows about. I only know about eggnog from American movies and books, and I'm pretty sure I've never tried it. Don't really even understand what it is. I think it's alcoholic, and I don't drink alcohol now, so I guess I never will try it. But so yeah, it does sound vaguely disgusting, doesn't it? Although I don't mind raw eggs. You know, I'm happy to have a raw egg as a quick hit of protein. But yeah, the idea of it being a fun Christmas drink doesn't really vibe for me. So yeah, so I don't know if I like eggnog or not. I don't like the idea of it. But the question then goes on, if you don't like eggnog, what's a holiday treat or beverage that you enjoy? It's got to be mince pies, hasn't it? Mince pies are fantastic. It's good that they're a Christmas-themed thing because they are so horrifically bad for you in terms of being absolutely full of sugar and saturated fat. But I do really like mince pies. And I've had a fair few already this Christmas season. Next one then, Ugly Christmas Sweater. Name a book that was so bad it was good. I can't find my copy of it to show you, but it's got to be Phoenix by David Alexander. So this is a men's adventure book series from the 80s. I think there's 5 of them in the series, and I need to continue reading them. I've read the first 2 so far. So post-apocalyptic. The hero is called Magnus Trench, which is just the best name ever, and they are so incredibly over the top in terms of their sex and violence, and just absolutely bonkers, but really brilliantly entertaining. They are available on Kindle, so worth checking out on Kindle. But yeah, just absolutely fantastically, incredibly ridiculous, but brilliant. Next question then, mistletoe. I can't speak today for some reason. Mistletoe hell. Name a fictional character you'd hate to meet under the mistletoe. So I think my answer to this will be pretty much any of the characters from the 120 Days of Sodom by the Marquis de Sade, which I've just finished, but probably particularly the 4 main characters, the libertines as they're referred to, who are these 4 horrifically disgusting men who just use their power and privilege to engage in horrific sexual acts with pretty much anyone or anything that they can lay their hands on. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to be one of them under the mistletoe. And the final question then is coal and socks. What's an unpopular or lame gift that you wouldn't mind receiving? Now, and I think a few people have said this in this one, I actually don't mind receiving socks for Christmas. And indeed, a few years ago, my parents got me a pair of socks for Christmas. It wasn't like my main present, but they got me these Pantone socks, which were absolutely fantastic. I need to get some more because they lasted a really long time. They were a really nice colour as well. They were like an unusual green colour, and I absolutely loved them. So I don't have a problem with receiving socks. You can never have enough socks, can you? Because they do wear out. People don't darn. When I was a kid, my grandmother used to darn people's socks for them to make them. If you put the toe out, you can darn it. But people don't do that anymore. So it's always good to receive. It's always good to receive socks. So that's all the prompts gone through. I'm not going to tag anyone in this because it's nearly Christmas and I think most people have been tagged in it already. But that was really fun. I did enjoy doing that one and hope you enjoy watching it too. Okay, time for a random book from the shelves. It does occur to me that actually these books are often not that random because they do tend to be themed in some way with the video. So anyway, I thought I would show you another one of these lovely 60s Penguin editions from the 87th Precinct. So this is The Con Man, which again has got a really fantastic cover. I do think the design of these is absolutely exquisite. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you are starting to get into the festive spirit if you're somebody who celebrates Christmas. My wife and I watched the 70s slasher movie Black Christmas yesterday, which was a lot of fun. And I've got some more Christmas horror movies lined up to watch with my son. So yeah, I'm certainly starting to feel Christmassy. Do let me know in the comments if you've got your own answers to any of the prompts. Let me know what the hell eggnog is and whether you think I'd like it. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff. And I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.